Hey guys, Bradu here. Let's play Solo Dark. We're doing Ruins of Ardust. We have had a rough go of things lately. I've been thinking about it for the last day and just kind of twirling some ideas in my mind about things I need to recall to help myself out of those tough situations. So hopefully that won't come into play, but I've got at least a couple kind of ideas. One of those things I will say, Carlsby. I had never made note of this, and I think I'm going to make sure that he is carrying um, parchment and a pen or paper and a pen or whatever quill. Uh, and I have a very important reason for that. So we'll see how that deals. Let's see. So we've got one day into our travel of heading back to the dungeon we were at, the Weaver, Watcher of the Weaver. Oh my goodness, something like that. Web of the Weaver. No, I can't remember. So we are just going to start traveling. We are headed. We are doing random encounter checks on a one. There's a random encounter. We have 4 hexes per day. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, goody. We had a nice, easy day. We do have to. We needed that, man. We had 2 encounters the first day. We've got to try to find a good camping spot. 8, 9, 10, 11. That puts us right in the middle. So I do have to just make a regular old encounter check during the night. Nope, we're still good. So we're on to day 3. Okay, good deal. This is how it's supposed to go. Just cruise right through. 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes. Day 3. No problems at all. Nothing at all. And at night, nope, we're good. Day 4. How's that? How about this? Man, it has been just a crawl, literally a slow crawl. 1, 2. What's going on here? 3. There we go. Okay, third. Okay, so we're nearing our destination. 3rd hex on the 4th day, and we do have a random encounter. And now we are now in Ardust, I believe. Random encounter table. So the encounter table will be slightly different than what we've been using. 17. Ooh, boy. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Our crew is in a more kind of colder, sort of mountainous area of Ardust. And we're traveling on this kind of winding path. And all of a sudden, there's all this noise. Let's see. Shrieking. And we have to find out how many of them there are. So we're going to roll a d12, which is bad news. 7. Ooh, that's brutal. Okay, 7 is going to be... Oh, that's way too many. We're in big trouble. A small number might have worked. Basically, what happens is up on these hills, there are these giant baboons with 6 arms. It's going to be... Let's see, we're going to do 7 creatures. I'm going to use the stat blocks for apes and snow apes. So we'll have, these will be the snow apes, and the rest will be apes, because I have 2 that have the 6 arms, and then the rest will just use apes. We've got 1, 2, 3. Trying not to use repeats here if I can. 4. Who knew I would need unpainted minis? That's a repeat sculpt, but that one's painted and that one's not, so they'll be easy to tell apart. Let's use this guy though. There we go. Okay, so this guy's over here. We're just going to have a couple of them out for now. And we don't notice them, that they're up on the areas of the rocks. And what happens? They start shrieking and throwing feces and sticks. So he's got a stick and they're throwing poop at us to drive off interlopers. I may have set all this up for nothing because we do have the chance to be able to avoid them, which means that our ravens were able to give us enough warning that we have a serious threat as we pass through this area. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that. My wisdom 12 is going to be rolled by, I think, let's see, I think Carlsby's going to be my front man, right? He's a +3, so is Urialis, so it'll be one of them. We'll get a +3 to this roll. 13. Okay, whew. So we're able to avoid the encounter. What do we want to do? Well, I think we want to avoid it, but I'm trying to think if we want to do something here. Is this asking for trouble? It might be. So the Viper. I could try to make them make a morale check. No, I don't think I want to do that. Don't think I want to do that. Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna run for it. We're gonna book it. So they're throwing. Luckily, they're just throwing sticks, rocks, and feces. We will say we're trying to avoid the encounter. So we're gonna run. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna roll initiative. We're not gonna count these guys because they're at the cave. I put most of them out, which is kind of mean for me. Because I said we're gonna avoid the encounter. Maybe we should make it fewer then. Maybe we should make it that this guy's back in the cave. So one here who looks like he's hucking a rock. There we go. We'll have 3 back at the cave and 4 throwing things at us. And here we go. Let's roll initiative. Well, actually, I don't know if we need to roll initiative, do we? Because we're not really going to fight them. I guess we'll roll initiative, and it will be this guy here that will see us first. 18. We got initiative. So Fumble Fizz is going to cast Mage Armor. And get it. So he's got Mage Armor. Good. Urialis, is he going to start anything? Foes, let's see. Far, a near cube, foes can only move 5 feet. But they could do strength. We could make them enemies within 15 feet. I could make them make a morale check. And Carlsby doesn't have a specific thing. I could do invisible. Is this the beginning of the day? I'm making this harder than it should be because I said we could avoid it. But basically, I'm going to... by saying that, I'm saying they're not going to... they're just going to huck things at us. They're not going to chase us. We're almost at the end of the day, so maybe I should go invisible. But if he goes invisible, then he's just inviting them to target his friends instead. So Carlsby's just going to book it. We're going to move with the ravens up around the corner. Urialis will do a chant when he gets about here to try to make those 2 guys make a morale check. And Fumble Fizz will follow suit, having done his spell. So these 2 guys need to make a morale check. And it's a morale... oh no, I have to do a chant. I have to roll the chant. 5. That's not going to work. 5 plus 2. I did learn, though, I read it. The chant is only... it's not the same as a spell. Why do I have a +3 there? Oh, I have a +3. Okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So I only need a 10. So I only missed by 2. Spells you need an 11. Chance you only need a 10 to succeed. But he doesn't get his chant. So they are going to throw rocks at us. There's 3 that are going to throw rocks at us. Should I have them throw it one at each? One at each person. Throw a rock or a. Let's do that. 1 rock at each person. This guy will throw it. Fumble Fizz. 14. Damn, that's going to hit. We got trouble already anyway. Even with his. And that is an 8. 1 rock for 1d4. That's good. 1 damage on Fumble Fizz. So a rock comes flying but just grazes him. Hits him in the back. This guy will throw at Euryalus. He's also got the 10. Oh, Euryalus has a horrible AC. So that's going to hit. And Euryalus does not have hit points. So a 4 would take him out. Oh my gosh. A 4 takes him out. So Euryalus is down. And he's our healer, of course. This was the big problem I was thinking we had. And I'm going to invoke a rule that I thought, one of the things I thought of. And I'll explain afterwards. Euryalus goes down. This guy throws at Carlsby. He is a regular one too. As in the smaller one. 11? 13. That's going to hit, isn't it? Son of a gun. This is horrible. But 4 damage to Carlsby. All 3 of them hit, and that doesn't even count the big boss man with 6 arms, who has a horrible rock. Horrible rock. So we went. This guy is going to come over. He's going to throw at Carlsby. Carlsby is going to try to put himself in front of the other two to protect. And the Ravens, while they put themselves somewhat in danger, they're going to fly up and try to distract this big guy. So he's going to roll his at a disadvantage. All right. So he's attacking Carlsby. 13. Nope, but a 4 misses. Okay, so he misses. So now it's our turn. Carlsby is going to turn invisible, pick up Euryalus. Does he need to make a strength check? Maybe. But he's got a very high strength. 17 strength. I think he'd be okay. But what good does it do to turn invisible if Euryalus would then be just floating there? They would know. I'm not going to waste invisible. He's just going to grab Euryalus and run. Fumble Fizz is going to run. So we're double moving this time. We're trying to get all the way out here. Let's check how far we can go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can't quite get there. And 12. These guys would be up here. These guys aren't going to chase. Nobody's going to give chase. He's too far away because now we're heading down a hill. This guy would still have some sort of attack. Can he get to Fumble Fizz or Carlsby? He's gonna try. I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3. Carlsby 4, 5, 6. Fumble Fizz. We didn't want Fumble Fizz to be the target. But he's going to attack Fumble Fizz. And again, I'm going to have the Ravens try to distract. So they're not just useless. 8 will miss. Okay, so we're out of here. Now, I do need to do something here that's bad news. And that is Euryalus' timer. Death timer. And I ran up here. If need be, I may need to stop right here. Actually, they do need to. I guess I couldn't get that far, but I could still get to a spot where I'm around so that only he would have an attack. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to actually both try to make checks to stabilize him. So let's go like this. It's an intelligence check. Carlsby. 12, 13. I should have gone with Fumble Fizz first because he would have got it, huh? He would have got it. So Fumble Fizz, I need at least a 12. 9. He misses. God dang it. Should have had them work together. Work together at advantage using Fumble Fizzes. That would have made sense, right? Okay. Death timer now. 2. Whew. That's scary. Because he doesn't have con. He has no con bonus. He does get a die roll to see if he can come to on his own. 18. Oh, man. Wasted a good roll. We lost our... No, it didn't work. I hate that. I don't want to do that. Sorry, you can't see where we are either. We're barely off the map. So, we're going to run. He's going to get one more attack, right? He'll attack Carlsby, who's leading the way, at disadvantage. 9. He's a 16. We're good. Okay, but I do have to get him. This is his last chance. I have to get him. This time I am going to do what I just said. I'm going to work together, and that way I can use Fumble Fizz's intelligence. So I'm going to do advantage, and I need a 12. And they're working together to try to stabilize him. 16. Whew. Okay, so he is stable, meaning he gets 1 hit point back. And he's able to move. That's my house rule for stable. You get 1 hit point so that you don't have just dead weight. I've seen videos where people talk about that. I think it's becoming a more common house rule. All right, we're out of here. Whoa, man. I made that a little tougher than I had to. I thought about trying to get one of the gorillas. There's a lot of them, though. If there was just like 2 or 3, I would have tried to fight. Okay, so we get away to safety. They're not going to chase us because I rolled that 12. That was still pretty darn dangerous. We're going to find a safe place. Was that 3rd? We need 1 more hex. So we're going to, before we leave this hex, we're going to find a safe place to... You know what's funny? I don't think I need it because... Let's look at the map real quick. Because this map already has everything. Yeah. So I was going to say... So here's our map, right? We're coming somewhere through here, trying to get to here. So right now, we're right about in here, right? Because we're still 4 hexes away for the next day. Anyway, I was like, I'm not rolling to see if there's anything of interest. But it's already kind of decided the things of interest are the named locations. So anyway, we're going to get to where we can find a safe enough place to do a chant. And I feel like... So he's going to do his chant. Yorialis is going to do his healing chant to try to heal everybody up. I kind of feel like I should roll an encounter check because it's noisy, right? He's making noise. I was wondering about that. People were discussing that a little bit. Can you do these chants without attracting attention? So even though it's just a 10-minute chant, I'm gonna say it forces a roll, an encounter check. Might be wishing I hadn't done that. 4. Okay, so we're good. Healing circle. D6 is what everybody's going to heal. And they all need at least some healing. So we'll go with that. 6. That means everybody's back to full. Everybody's back to full. Sweet. All right. That's only the second time he's used that, and the first time was a 1. So it's kind of cool that he got a full-on heal this time. Bad news is that was a useless encounter in terms of, like, we didn't get anything out of it. We just didn't die, thankfully. So we're going to heal circle it up. We're moving into the last hex of the day, the last hex before we get to where we need to get. So we're actually in this. Wait, right? Yeah, we're on day 4. So we're right next to where we need to be. Oh, I should have thought of something. Oh, well. Okay, so we're going to go. Let's see. Fumblefizz will say, boy, that was a bit of a close call there. Thank goodness for your drums. Actually, I don't really want Uriels to be doing drums, even though it says that. I'm kind of picturing him just a verbal chanting. Also, I don't want to have to carry around the drum set like a 12-piece kit or whatever. Okay, so let's move on. Last hex of the day. 1. Oh, wait. Not last hex. We got to rest. We got to sleep for the night. No, that was the last. Okay, wait. That was the last hex. Now we've got to sleep. And then we will then be at our destination. So right now, rest. We're looking for a camping spot. So Carlsby needs a good camping check. 18. We are totally safe. We don't need to make a random encounter check even. And we get to the dungeon. The Weaver. Awesome. Okay. I actually don't know if I have any other order of business, but I think that I'm going to call this a short episode and just call it there. And we are back at the dungeon. We've been in here, right? We did like the first level, so we've got to go in and try to get the rest of it taken care of. I feel like a little ways back I had something I was going to explain. I told you I had a couple ideas for ways to make us maybe a little bit more survivable. One of them is having the ravens run interference, because I started to realize, they're not totally like combatant types. They could attack, but I figure if they're attacking, they're also likely to draw attacks. But guess what? I'd rather have them draw attacks than have one of our PCs die. So if it comes to that, I can try to do that too. As is, I just wanted them to basically cause a distraction, and that way that gives them a turn. And I'm kind of saying they can use their turn to distract or whatever. Also, it will come into play at some point that I'm having Carlsby carry something to write with. And there was one other thing about that. Oh, I know what it is, and I'm still unsure I'm going to do it. It might just be my ace in the hole, but we have 0 healing, and I think big picture I need to make it possible to heal. And when we were back at Glencairn, I had made some check to see if we could find somebody who had healing potions for 25 gold pieces or something like that. Had we found them, I would have allowed my characters to each get one or whatever. I think we want a situation where we can carry around healing potions, and we just don't have that right now because I failed on those checks. But I do plan to make that a thing where we can basically, I'll probably have some rule that limits it because they take up a space, right? So I'll kind of have a rule that each character can carry 1 healing potion, but no more than that, unless they like find it. But I can't buy it. I can't purposely hoard more. Plus, I'll run out of space. Anyway, I'm blabbering about what I was trying to say there. But I have something that I might fall back on if I desperately need a heal. So, don't be surprised if that comes up next episode when we delve back into the dungeon. I wanted to say what it is. Weaver. What is the Weaver? Temple of the Weaver, of course. All right, so next time, Temple of the Weaver. Thanks for watching. I'm Bradu.